Once again, we have adapted to something new, and I can't get over how quickly it happens every single time. I honestly think it's quite fascinating, this human trait of swiftly adapting to new environments and whatever new routine you manage to create. Even if it's only for a few days, it immediately feels so certain. Or maybe that's a living on the road kind of thing. It's manageable for those who can easily take any place in and just find pieces of home. Only days ago, we were in a different part of this beautiful country with entirely different surroundings. Driving through Navarra offered probably the most scenic roads we have ever driven on. We saw spectacular formations that looked even more incredible during sunset, and the early moonrise was just stunning. The temperature was also very different, with 40 degrees Celsius days, and some of us got quite overwhelmed by the heat. For those of you who wondered how it went with our flat tire, not too well at first. It was impossible for us to change to our spare tire, which really reminded us of how vulnerable you can sometimes feel on the road, especially when you do have a plan for critical situations and the plan isn't working. The fact that we also had a repair kit was what eventually got us out of the desert, but by the next day we realized that we needed real help. It's a funny perspective though, that something close to a disaster for you, in this case us, is someone else's 5 minutes of performing an act they could probably do with their eyes closed. I am so grateful for the help we got and that it got us smoothly back on the road. And here we are now, adapting once again, this time to the soothing yet consistent sounds of cowbells, fresh mountain air, and greenery. And of course, all the beautiful animals that roam this lush land freely. Good morning, guys. It's around 7 o'clock in the morning. I've been up since 6 to make us a nice little picnic. And the plan is to pack ourselves and to do a little hike and see if we can get above the clouds and have some breakfast with a view today. I'm really looking forward to it. It's a really misty morning. It's super beautiful. Hejsan! Har du tjusigt? Visst är den sjukt fin där? Men det är verkligen bara upp. They are so adorable, but I am not going to lie, it is a little bit nervous every time you're about to pass them when they are, standing in the middle of the road. I mean, I know they're probably more afraid of us than we are for them, but still, not going to lie, the heart races a little bit. Okay guys, so it's time for us to find home. As much as I have loved to travel to a new place and explore more or less every single day, this is just not working for us financially anymore to spend this much money solely on gas. So finding home for the rest of the summer it is. But when it comes to spend a longer period of time at the same place, we do have some requirements. There is a place here in Spain where we intuitively think can be home for us. So I'm going to share the requirements and the place that we intuitively think can be home. And if you have any experience at all, please share in the comments if you think that would be a match and if you agree with what I'm about to say. But our first requirement is that we definitely want to go back to the coastline. I love the mountains and I have enjoyed every single day that we spent here. But we miss the ocean, and at some point we want to learn how to surf and do all that kind of adventure. So it makes sense, of course, to be close to the sea. So back to the coastline it is. Second thing is we want to be in an area where it's a little bit less of a hustle to park. And I mean park overnight. I mean, we have spent many beautiful days on the coastline in various countries, but in none of them have we legally been able to have the car parked close to the beach overnight. So every single night we have been moving around and been searching for places where we legally can sleep. I'm not gonna say... He want to say something as well. I'm not saying it has been a hustle, but it's been very time consuming to have to move every single night and to search for different places where we legally can sleep. So an area where it's a little bit less strict than the areas we have been in so far would be nice. Safety is another thing. It would be nice for us to be able and to feel safe to leave the car at least for shorter periods of time, both of us at the same time, and not be too worried. Also, I want to feel safe when I wake up really early in the morning when it's still dark and I go out to shoot, carrying around the camera gear or whatever. I want to feel safe doing that on my own. I have been so far, but just continuing to feel safe while being alone. What else? We also don't want to end up in an area where it's too crowded. I mean, it's the middle of the high season. I don't expect to have any places all to ourselves, but just in an area where we can shoot without, we don't want to disturb anyone else on their vacation, and we don't want to get too disturbed ourselves. At least in the early mornings and late at night, if we have those hours, I'm good. That's completely fine. Good enough. What else? Yes, we can't be too remote because the car needs their maintenance. We have to be able to empty grey water and refill water and all that stuff without having to drive too far. That wouldn't save us anything on gas. I mean, we are pretty remote here. We drive for 45 minutes to empty our tanks and do the maintenance. So not too remote. What else? Yes, of course, a beautiful area because we want to feel inspired. We want to be able to shoot a lot and just be really inspired of our surroundings. So with all that combined, we were thinking about Galicia. That's where we are heading today. We don't know much about it, more than we have seen online and got inspired from what we have seen this far. We just intuitively think that could be home. It feels right. It feels right to spend the summer in Galicia. So with that said, if you have been there or if you have any experience or if you think everything I just said made sense and if you think that would be a match for us, please share that with us. Anything you know about it. I would love to read it. Anyhow, I'm super excited to find out for myself as well and to see if that's a match.
On the road, I've been away for far too long, but now I'm on my way back home. I hear the west winds calling out my name. They're telling me to head your way, down your road and past your gates. Keep your eyes on the